Alright, so in today's video, I got every trophy on Little Nightmares. Now, I tried to do this a while back, but failed because of the speedrun trophy called Hard to the Core, which is genuinely one of the most annoying trophies I've ever gotten in a game. But I decided to go back and get my revenge today because Little Nightmares 3 drops soon. I wanted to have my collection complete before doing that game. So in total, Little Nightmares has 22 trophies, spanning across the main game being just 13. And then the 3 DLCs all having 3 trophies each, being 9 total extra trophies, adding up to that 22 number. ItsIlusion does math. This is a miracle, boys and girls. But the way I went about getting this game done was by actually going and doing the DLC trophies first, because I had 12 of the 13 main trophies already gotten, just missing that Hard to the Core trophy, as I already said. Before beginning though, I did have to actually go and buy all of this extra content, and as we all know, I'm severely impoverished. It's hard out here, and these were not cheap at all, especially since they're all very short, just being 1 level each. If only there was a way for me to afford these and play them for today's amazing video. Anyways, I just got hit with a massive nostalgia wave that you're all going to want to hear about because it's crazy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have officially collabed with Raid Shadow Legends, and it's insane. Now, in the past, I've talked before about Raid because it's one of the most fun phone games I've ever played in my life and had the blessings to talk about on the channel. But it just got even more fun. You know, despite the endless amount of content that they keep adding all the time, because an insane new content drop just happened. Raid Shadow Legends is partnering with Paramount to bring the most radical crossover yet. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, April, and Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to the game as legendary champions, so you can live out your nostalgic childhood memories. I absolutely love these guys as a kid, and it's so nostalgic seeing them be playable now. And in addition to that, new players can get legendary champions including Greenward and Ruark, Alice the Wanderer, Tu Hanurak, Sun Wukong the Monkey King, Tholan Foulbear, and the Ultimate Death Knight. Now, all these are available with special promo codes that are on the screen right now, but you can only redeem one of them. And personally, I went with the Ultimate Death Knight because in my opinion, he is the most badass out of lots. But aside from that, there's even more rewards. For example, you can get the legendary Michelangelo by just logging on for 7 days, who spreads debuffs, taunts enemies with trash talk, and dodges their attacks. Plus, you can fuse Donatello, a top support who heals allies and reduces cooldowns, summon Leonardo, Raphael, April, and Shredder through limited time events, and even challenge Shredder in the event dungeon to earn an exclusive gear set. And if you want to challenge yourself even further, players can collect all 6 Teenage Mutant Turtle champions to unlock a special bonus reward that's even better than pizza. So what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan my QR code on screen to get amazing bonuses available only via my link, and you will immediately get a huge starter pack with an epic champion Tagore from the Orc faction, and you'll get another starter pack after reaching level 15 being Epic Thane. And once more, thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Alright, so kicking it off, I begin with the Depths DLC pack. And this one has 3 trophies inside of it, 1 being a collectible, 1 being a missable action in the chapter, and the final one just being from beating it. And that's also the flow for every single DLC pack, by the way. And all these DLCs also follow the boy character and not Six at all, although it is in the same places where the main story takes place, and you can actually kind of see her here and there, which is super neat, to be honest. I love when DLCs actually tie into games directly and aren't just post-production slop that didn't make the main cut. But the first puzzle of sorts had us rappel down these crates in the spotlight room, and we were trying to move back to the left opposed to the right, like how the main game functions most of the time, or all of the time, to be honest. Yes, I did get spotted instantly. It's been a while, okay? Leave me alone. It's not my fault I forgot how to play the game, or the fact that there is a sprint button. This is awkward. But after making it past that, you then just run down multiple hallways, rooms, all in the dark because it's a dark, dark world out there. That is until you reach a room with a window, sink, and a wooden crate on the floor, which we need to drag for both the collectible here and also just to get out of the room in general to move on. Upon finally moving on, I would also eat complete shit and die.
Oh my god!
I forgot that Little Nightmares does not have the best auto climb or climb assist with like everything in it. Such a fun game. But after I redid that little climb, I made it to the ground floor this time and then moved on with my life, ending up just dropping into the sewers below after a little stroll. Also, this is the official start of the DLC in my opinion, because we are now moving right, which is the signifier of progress in the Little Nightmare games. And in the hallway after that first drop down room, you also encounter the first enemies of the day, a bunch of black slugs. And this is also the first enemy you encounter in the main game as well, but literally just running around them is all you have to do to avoid them. I did have a very close counter. You know, we don't talk about it. I am in the God's grace right now. Moving forwards, after some time, you eventually make it to a room which shows us the actual antagonist of today, being an enemy called the Granny. And she kind of just wades around the environment, whether it's sewer water, just objects in general that we were jumping over, basically anything to grab us and kill us. Before seeing more of her though, I did have to do a few puzzles to move on, which wasn't too bad. Little Nightmares is famous for its puzzles and has a lot of them throughout the game, but if you just take a second to look at your screen, you can usually tell what's being asked of you most of the time. After that, however, in the room right next to us was another Granny encounter, and I did not understand the meta to get past her easily, so I did actually get grannied, if you will. But after returning, I did it no problem, because if you literally just keep jumping, you can avoid her very easy. And I actually ran all the way to the end of the room, but pause. Yeah, I missed a collectible. What the f? Anyways, after making it through this little hook parkour thing, I actually reached the room where the first trophy of the game is at. It's called Fun and Games Ahead. From just throwing this ball thing into this tiny ass trash bin. Took me a few tries, but it wasn't awful once it finally did dip in. I got the trophy pop right here. Anyways, moving forward, there's then 2 more puzzle or parkour sections, and I died in both very gruesomely and with stupidity, which is how ItsIlusion plays games, like an absolute idiot. Eventually, though, I got past them both and there was another granny chase scene, but I am an absolute god at these now. Maybe dying repeatedly did me some good after all. Next was one more annoying puzzle. All you had to do was raise the crank up to the top of the water and you were good, but it was damn annoying. After making it past that, I then reached the final room, or nearly the final room of the DLC. Basically, all you have to do is parkour through it to reach the end and then push this TV into the water below before Granny kills us. Because the TV crashing into the water electrocuted the poor lassie and she is now dead. Yeah, she's fucking dead. To finish the DLC off, you then just climb up these stairs in a very long, ominous ladder, and then you just fall right into the janitor's trap and get put into a cage right alongside 6. God, it's so full circle. And here's the DLC's completion trophy popping. So I was missing one trophy from this pack, and it's the collectible one. Now, I'm not going to really talk about me getting those as I play because I was just following a guide, but even with the guide, I still did miss one because the Little Nightmares scenery all looks very much the same. However, I was only missing 2, so I just real fast went back and got them both. And my final one was also that collectible. I even pointed out I missed it because it was so obvious in view and I just didn't notice it. But that marks one DLC down for completion, and then I moved on to the next one, being the Hideaway. This follows the boy once more, and it's quite a bit longer than the previous one, but it begins with us just falling into a pit and then wandering around in the dark as all good beginnings go. And the reason this DLC pack is so much longer than the other one is because it has a quite annoying puzzle system that is needed in nearly every part of the game to go further. You have to team up with these little creature things, almost like gnomes that are running around us, and then use them to open doors, solve puzzles. Literally everything in it is confusing. Also, they occasionally just don't work the way they're supposed to, which is not helpful by any means at all. So a lot of my gameplay in this section was legit just me running in circles because I was so goddamn confused at what was happening and what the puzzle was asking of me. Although I finally did reach this furnace area, and this is kind of the midpoint of the level because it goes both ways next, but it's also the spot we need to get that one missable trophy in the DLC pack called Ashes in the Maw. The description is also very eluding. Are you proud of yourself? No, I'm not. But anyways, you have to climb up these ladders to reach the janitor's office because he is the main antagonist of this DLC pack this time. And the goal is to just sneak past and make it down through this hatch on the floor, but you're also supposed to grab this wooden doll while doing so, and I'm pretty sure you can just come back and grab it after you do the puzzle. But I just chose to take it with me right now because I am extra safe. Double condom, you know what I'm saying? After making it through, however, you reach the next big puzzle. We have to push this minecart up and to the right to open a door that can only be opened by getting slammed open by the minecart. Again, I was very confused. But all I had to do was gather up all those gnome people around the area, and you needed 3 total, I think, to push the cart. But getting them was just done by going to this coal pit and hugging them and throwing them out. The only hard part was that they don't always follow you the way they're supposed to, so it was a bit of annoyance, to be honest. Eventually, I did get it, though, and the final part that had us put them on this platform with the wooden gnome I collected earlier, and then you go down and pull the lever that opens the hatch. Upon doing so, they all left us and went to work like they were programmed to with putting that coal into the furnace. And I then took the wooden gnome and I threw it into the furnace myself, which was the trophy we were after I mentioned earlier, and here it is popping. But that unfortunately wasn't it for this DLC pack, and it went on even more, having us sneak around in the dark with a light as the janitor reached around trying to touch us. Dr. Disrespect, is that you under the mask? But it's actually very easy to avoid him because he's blind as shit. And then you just run up these stairs, do a lot of parkour, climb through numerous rooms until reaching the light bulb we were after, which has been our goal that I didn't even realize when playing, because after bringing it back, we then ended up putting it into the switch, which then brought us to the final area of the game through the dumbwaiter. After making it into this new room, I also found the last collectible I was after here because yes, I was going after those at this point, and I was actually doing them right. We are so back, boys. So after grabbing that last one, the trophy popped right here. But then there was just one more puzzle here, and it fucking blew. I could not get this cart to roll the right way at all. It took me forever, and it was dumb. That's my highly intellectual summarization. It was dumb. After that, though, you reach the ending of the level, and it had us bring the final few gnomes we have been jerking it with to the coal shoving mechanic they are slaves to. After getting everybody on the job, it then fully functions as elevator source for us to go up. Upon doing so, I then ate complete shit and died. The end. No, I'm just kidding. It leads us to the actual ending, which just has us sneak through a few walls, and then we get to an elevator that's going up, and the big boss bitch is in it with the DLC, then ending in the trophy popping. This time, I actually did manage to complete it all, so I then just moved on to the final DLC pack of the game, being called The Residence, having us inside the lady's house, which is the name of the lady. It's not confusing, trust me. But this one had probably the most puzzles out of any DLC so far. Not necessarily the most complex, but just the most in the area we were in. I also did miss the one trophy in it I needed to do, so I had to reset almost completely and replay the entire thing doing a lot of puzzles. It was pretty fucking ass. The trophy I did get, though, during this was called Ashes to Ashes. From just taking this book from a main game puzzle all the way back to the start and putting it in a slot that then opens a hidden door, and inside you then just push this face off the table. Now that's just rude. But hey, it was a trophy, so I had to do it. Anyways, the rest of this DLC pack for the most part just just had us doing puzzles. Eventually, you do reach enemies that chase after you, and they are these shadow things that can be killed by our flashlight. So not really too much more trouble, just annoying because they always come at you in groups and groups and groups. Literally never being just one enemy in a room at all. But you do finally confront the lady after all those puzzles and shadow enemies tickling our sphincters. Just to see her without the makeup, looking like my ex-girlfriend in high school. Anyway, she then chased us because that's rude. Makeup doesn't make girls pretty, their boobs do. Okay, that was out of pocket. So yeah, I died a horrible death. This was actually good though because I missed a collectible and I got to retry getting it since it was during the chase. Upon finding it this time by the sheer luck of my foreskin, I then got the DLC packs collectible trophy, and I am officially done with collectibles forever on this game, thank God. But then I did just survive the chase, and you actually are supposed to get caught, by the way, because then it turns you into a known person and ends with us wandering off to the side in a pretty linear flow. Not much actually happens, and then you just touch this sausage on the ground. And this is actually a reference to the ending of the Little Nightmares game, where 6 eats the gnome holding the sausage. It's actually really cool now that I think about it. And the trophy for completing the pack is also called, well, Meet Again. Very funny game. Very funny. I'm on my ass and pissing right now. So yeah, that's all 3 DLC packs done with, and I then began the dreaded Heart to the Core trophy once more. Before really beginning it, however, I did just replay the entire game one more time because I had no clue what you're supposed to do in some spots due to it being over a year since I played the game's main story. And it was actually very fun just playing a game without rushing through it or having to worry about missables for once. I think platinum trophy hunting has low-key ruined my gaming appetite. This is not even fun at the time. But once I did finish the normal run, I unfortunately had to start the speed run. And for some more reference, the trophy requires you to do the entire game in under an hour and also not die at all. Now, doing this normal without the quote-unquote cheese method of cloud saving is crazy hard, almost impossible. So yeah, I did use that method. And the only chapter I honestly struggled on was chapter 3, the kitchen chapter. And it was all because of the ending where you have to grab this hook jumping out of the area. I legit failed on this over 10 times and it made me fucking lose my mind. Words cannot describe how annoying this ending is. Although with me replaying this so much, I did kind of become a master at it. So eventually I did nail it out and then used the cloud save once more. I then played out the final 2 chapters without saving because they are both easy for the most part. I also do not have a clue what my final time is because the game does not track it for you, which is, I mean, it's stupid, let's be real. But upon finishing the game again, I guess I apparently did it in under an hour and the Troy Pop Soak W. I then immediately deleted the game. Old ItsIlusion would have also deleted his controller, but I'm a grown-up boy now. So mature. But yeah, that was Little Nightmares 100% completed and platinumed. Very fun game. That last trophy fucking sucks dick. And if Little Nightmares 3 has a speedrun trophy, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. And once more, before the video ends, I want to say a huge thank you to Raid for sponsoring this video. Again, you can download the game using the QR code on screen or the link in the description. And thank you all for watching.